Hey guys, Chris Lamm here. This year we are going to use a visual aid for the Wheel of Life exercise. I'm creating a quick video that we're going to send out to some of the people who have participated in this exercise with us over the years. So I'm going to jump right in. Now, for those of you that haven't done this, this is called the Wheel of Life. It was created a long time ago by a psychologist and sort of a business coach as a way to kind of take inventory of how you're doing in all the 7 pillars of life, and then to set some actionable goals that you can take to create change and to create sort of a visual aid. So if you're getting this video, you should have got a letter from me that has the accompanying Wheel of Life, where you can actually draw in and write in all of the answers as you're going through it. If for some reason you find this video and you're interested, just let me know and I can send it to you, okay? So we're gonna jump right in. So what we have is the 7 pillars of life: money, work, self, friends, family, love life, and spirituality. These are all the areas that most of us would agree have meaning and need to be paid attention to in our life. We all have to make a living. Most of us have to work to make a living. We all have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. Most of us would agree that relationships and friendships are incredibly important to live a useful life, to be happy in life. We all have family and want to make sure that our family life is everything that it could be, with not only our personal family, but our in-laws and everybody else that we're related to. Our love life with our spouse, and then spirituality. Whether you are believe in religion or not, or you're an agnostic or an atheist, it's scientifically proven people that have a spiritual life and a higher power in their life, they have a more meaningful life and generally have more peace and joy. So we're going to jump in here. All right, so when you're doing the Wheel of Life, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to rate yourself where you're at in each of these quadrants. So on the piece of paper that I've sent, it usually says something, rate yourself 1 to 10 of how you think you're doing in that area. So 10 would be, I'm doing extremely well, I couldn't be doing better. 1 would be flat, nothing's going on. For example, if you don't have anyone in your love life, you might say it's a 1 right now. So if money, for example, I would say for me, and this is just my perspective, I usually say if you're doing extremely well that you should be no higher than an 8. Because if you put yourself as a 10, there's really no room for growth. And so a 7 or an 8 is you're killing it, it's going very well, you've got no debt, you're making the income that you want to make, you're able to save enough for any retirement goals you might have, all your vacations are paid for with cash, you don't live on credit cards, you're doing extremely well, you have financial peace, as Dave Ramsey would call it. Work, 1 to 10. Do you like where you work? Do you like the people you work with? Do you like what you're doing? Now, I don't necessarily believe that work is always going to be fun. I think work is work, and there's going to be times where it's a grind and it's hard, but comparing it to other jobs that you maybe had in the past and thinking about overall how you like your job and the people you work with and what you're doing, how is that going for you? And you'd rate yourself 1 to 10. Self. A lot of the self has to do with how you feel about yourself. Do you like your body? Do you like the way, the personal talk, the things you tell yourself? Are you generally a happy and positive person in life? Or are you kind of negative and do you kind of have a really low self-image, and maybe like me and lots of other people, you've gained some weight during this whole COVID thing and you'd like to see yourself at a better weight so that you have more energy, and when you get home at the end of the day, your family's not getting your leftovers. This would be a great place to think about that, and you're going to rate yourself 1 to 10. Friends, do you have real friends? Not just acquaintances or Facebook friends, but people who they know everything about you, they love you, they're there for you. If you called them in the middle of the night, they would be there for you. You have a constant connection with them. Weekly would be ideal, if not weekly, bi-weekly. A lot of people don't have that, and maybe this would be a place that you would say, this isn't going so well, I really need to work on that, and you'd rate yourself lower. Maybe you have a ton of friends. I think you get the idea. Family. How are you doing on family? Are you in touch with your family? Do you talk to them all the time? Are the relationships healthy? Or are you disconnected from your family? Do you not talk to your parents? Do you not talk to your in-laws or your siblings because you're so busy with your own family that you just don't make the time to do that? This would be something that you would also look at here. Love life. How are you doing with your love life? Are you and your spouse in love? Do you still love each other? Do you think that, I was just telling someone the other day, I've been married for 11 years and I think my marriage is better than it's ever been. And I'm very grateful to say that because we all know that that's not the case for many people in their marriages. They get tired, they get burnt out, they stop communicating. This would be an area where you would kind of check that out here. Now, if you don't have a love life or you're dating or something, you're going to try to be as honest as you can using a number, obviously 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And finally, we have spirituality. Do you have a spiritual life? Do you attend church? Do you have a relationship with God? Do you believe in God? Maybe you don't believe in God, but you see the value in other people's lives that do believe in God, and that's something that you want to look into, but you don't know where to get started. This would be an area where you would rate yourself 1 to 10. And for those like me who I do have a relationship with God in my life, I'm always thinking about that. It's a very important priority in my life. And so I'm just thinking about things like, am I spending time with Him? Am I reading Scripture? Do I have a daily ritual and a devotional in the morning? Am I trying to be of service to others? Am I being generous with the things that I feel that God's blessed me with? These are the types of questions I ask myself. So once you have rated yourself 1 to 10, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to find the page that has a visual wheel, and you're going to circle each number in each quadrant, and then you're going to connect the dots. Now, hopefully you're kind of following what I'm doing here. The ideal would be that you have this giant, perfectly symmetrical circle that says you're living life to the fullest, and you have this completely balanced circle. But if you're like most people, it's probably going to be this big old jagged, ugly looking rectangle that doesn't have a side to it. And that's a really good visual aid to help you see where you can make some growth in the year to come. And we intentionally wait till November and December to do the Wheel of Life because we're obviously looking forward to 2021. Hopefully you are as much as I am. And it gives you some actionable things that you can do. So the third page and final page, with your inventory that you've taken, you're going to write where I will be in November of 2021. So you're going to rate yourself. If I was a 3 in money, I'm going to be a 7 in money. Maybe I was a 7 in work and I'd like to be an 8 or a 9. Maybe I was a 3 in my love life because my love life needs a lot of work and I'm going to be an 8. You're going to write what number you're going to be next year this time. And then the most important part, you're going to write down 5 actionable steps that you will take to make change to make sure that you hit that number by next year. And if you really want this thing to work, you're going to be as detailed as possible. For example, if your love life is a 3 and you say it's going to be 7, it's not going to magically become a 7 unless you take action. So one action would be, I will hire a babysitter by December 31st to watch my kids on Friday night so my wife and I can go on a date night every single Friday and nothing will come in the way of it. Another thing might be, I will do one nice thing for my spouse every single day, like making her coffee or giving her a foot rub. My wife loves foot rubs, something like that. But you're going to put something down. You're going to do 5 for every single thing here. And then the last thing I would say is invite someone else into this process. I do this exercise with my office. I do it with my wife. I'm going to do it with my kids when they get a little bit older. And I think that it's a fun thing to do. And the more people you include, the more accountable you'll be. My office and we talk about it every Monday. It's something we bring up on a regular basis to make sure they're all remembering these things. And it's not just something we do once in November, we put it in the drawer and we don't bring it out until the end of next year and nothing really changed. So hopefully this is a helpful tool for you. If you have any questions, call me anytime. I better finish this video because I think Heidi's arms are about to fall apart here holding that camera up. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.